Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is video series 2, part 5. In part 3 of video series 1, I have shared with you a list of new definitions for energy, mass, force, etc. In this part, I would like to share with you more information about them. This part may be in particular interesting for physicists and college students in physics. I repeat here the list of definitions in a new series for all the stuffs in the universe. Energy is the release of free disorder. Mass is constrained order and disorder. Conversion of mass to energy is that the constrained disorder is released. In a conversion of energy to mass, a part of free disorder is converted into constrained disorder and a part into constrained order. Gravity is produced by constrained order. Nuclear force is produced by constrained disorder. Electromagnetic force, or photon, is produced by disorder with great individualism. These definitions have big consequences for physics. First, the new definitions explain what general relativity and the gauge theory of high energy particle physics should do and why they are not good enough today. According to the new definition in the previous slides, general relativity should describe the time and space property of the extension of order that is constrained by group interaction. The gauge theory should describe the time and space property of disorder with strong individualism, of direct extension of disorder, and of disorder that is constrained by group interaction. These statements are abstract and simple, but tells us what these two theories should improve. First, general relativity has nothing to do with the disorder part of the mass, and the disorder part of the mass is changing. It means that you cannot use the same gravity constant for both a star and a black hole in general relativity. Second, the masses of quarks, boson, and gluon in high-energy particle physics have different properties. You cannot use the same mass definition and the same mass generation mechanism for them in the standard model. These 2 points means that both general relativity and the standard model need a correction for the new mass definition. Third, the standard model today doesn't describe the time and space properties of extension of disorder that is constrained by group interaction. It means that we don't have a theory to describe the beginning of the universe. You may know the famous formula of E equals m times the square of c of Einstein, as shown in the drawing. It describes the relation between the energy and the mass. Physicists use this formula to calculate how much energy can be generated in a nuclear reaction. But this formula doesn't explain why only a fraction of the mass can be converted into energy. The new philosophy theory answered this question. In the new theory, energy is released or free disorder. Mass contains constrained order and constrained disorder. Only the constrained disorder of the mass can be converted into energy in accordance with the formula of Einstein. The constrained order of the mass cannot be converted into energy. The new theory, therefore, defines a valid application regime for the formula of Einstein. In a new theory, energy can be transferred from one form to another form because it remains as a free disorder. Also in the new theory, energy production in nature is an unwanted byproduct in the evolution of the universe. This process slows down the evolution of the universe because the free order can in some extent resist the suppression of the constrained order in the universe. It explains why general relativity speeds up the evolution of the universe while quantum mechanics slows down the evolution of the universe. The evolution of the universe is basically the conversion of the three remaining wills of the universe into its will of group efficiency. There are two major will conversion routes. Each of the two is related to one of the two categories of energy production. The first category, energy production, happens in the conversion process from the will of individual happiness into the will of group efficiency. It includes nuclear fusion, chemical reaction, and mechanical fraction. The second category happens in the conversion process from the will of group disaster into the will of group efficiency. It includes the Big Bang, the nuclear fission, and potential energy. I should mention one thing. In the new theory, the kinetic energy is also a type of potential energy, since it is also a representation of the will of group disaster. This slide tells us that every phenomenon in the universe is related with the evolution of the universe. As you may know, Clausius proposed in 1865 two laws of the universe. The first one is that the energy in the universe is a constant, or energy conservation. The second one is that the entropy of the universe trends towards maximum, or the universe trends towards disorder. The two laws of Clausius, especially the second one, are widely cited not only in natural sciences but also in social sciences. For instance, some social scientists claim that the human society is moving towards disorder because of this law. In the new philosophy theory, three new laws of the universe are deduced from the evolution process of the universe. They are: the universe trends from disorder towards order. The energy in the universe is decreasing. The mass in the universe is increasing. As you can see, the new three laws of the universe are exactly opposite to the two laws of the universe of Clausius. This was the most serious crisis I met during my research in the last years. After a while of consideration, I decided to try to understand the two laws of Clausius in some details. Thanks to the Wikipedia site, I found all the information I needed. I even found a copy of the book that Clausius wrote in 1865 on mechanical property of heat and its applications. It was in the end of this book, Clausius proposed the two laws of the universe. I clarified the entropy definitions of Clausius, Boltzmann, and Shannon. It was amazing to see that in all cases, entropy increase was attributed to increase in disorder, but I could not find any definition of disorder. In a new philosophy theory, entropy increase could be caused by three different parameters. They represent different physics processes. I wrote a big chapter on all this in my book. In these slides, I list a few key findings on the two laws of the universe of Clausius. The first law of Clausius was already invalidated by the mass-energy conversion law of Einstein. The entropy increase in the second law was attributed to the increase of disorder, but there exists no definition of disorder. Clausius proposed the second law under the condition that a new definition of energy should be found. This condition was never met. My analysis of three classical examples in the discussion of the entropy theory shows that entropy increase cannot always be attributed to increase in disorder. It is a result of a combined effect of disorder, individualism, and group interaction. I think the big chapter in my book on the entropy theory could also help college students to understand the entropy theory itself. With this remark, I would like to close part 2 of video series 2. Thank you for your attention.